The Rise Guys Morning Show.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. I'm so used to you saying yes 3 times. You only said it once there.
Yeah. I've gotten really bad about that. But not Bert, and I haven't been like people will ask me questions on radio interviews and stuff, and they'll
Sure.
just answer yes, right? And I just say yeah, and I no, that's not what we want.
Well, at least it's only 3 times. Like with Booker, he has to say it 5 times when he says it, right?
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So the book is out today. Daniel Bryan's book, Yes, My Improbable Journey to the Main Event of WrestleMania. Let me get right to the question everybody wants to know. Have you wrestled your last match? Because there is a lot of rumors out there, and we've seen you make the transition to judge on Tough Enough. What's going on? What's the prognosis?
I don't think I've wrestled my last match. I actually feel really good. It's just a matter of, clearing all the medical hurdles to get cleared by doctors. You know what I mean? Which
Right.
is becoming an increasingly difficult process. So yeah, but I feel confident that I'll be able to return relatively soon and be back to doing what I love.
Good.
I hope so. I hope we get to see you in the ring. I don't know if you got to watch Battleground. I hope you did, because there was a pretty rough fall your wife, Brie Bella, took outside the ring where, she kind of fell at a high angle, looked like something might almost went wrong. Anyway, she looked like she almost kind of got dropped on her head a little bit. How do you feel watching something like that go down while you're sidelined with a neck injury?
Okay, so you have to understand that was terrifying for me because
Sure.
I was actually flying. So I was going through the airport in Atlanta while Battleground was going on.
Okay.
And so I would, and I wanted Brie to text me as soon as her match was done. But my flight was leaving around the same time as her match was going to be finished and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't sure if I'd be able to talk to her until I landed here in Orlando. But I looked at my Twitter feed and I saw all these pictures of her looking like she's about to land right on her head. And I'm trying to text her to see if she's okay. And of course, she still hasn't come back yet, and so that sort of thing is very nerve-wracking for me, and one of the really hard things for me. And I love watching Brie wrestle because she loves to do it, but it's also scary for me because you're very protective of your wife, right?
Sure.
But you also have to understand that she's a very tough woman, and so she can take a lot, and so I was just very thankful that she's okay.
Me too. And you know what? I realize with wrestling there's a little bit of character involved, but from what I can tell from TV and Instagram, because I follow you and your wife both on there, you got the lower maintenance of the Bella twins. You've got one over here taking pictures of drinking wine here and pocketbooks and heels and all these designer dresses, and then you have your wife who is talking about farming and eating good and eating good raw food. The phrase "from the farm to the table." I learned that from your wife.
Yeah, and that's what I love her sister. I do. I love Nicole. I think she's a wonderful human being, but she's not like the kind of person I would ever be with, right? Brie. And it's crazy because they're complete opposites. Brie loves being outside, and not that Nicole doesn't, but she loves being outside and getting her hands in the dirt. And our favorite thing is just going to restaurants, right? And they don't have to be nice restaurants. They just like hole in the wall, farm to table, that sort of thing. We love local foods, and so that we love staying at home and playing with our little dog Josie, and we love gardening. And so we love being with our family and friends, and other than that, it doesn't take much to make us happy. One of the really cool things I think that shows the discrepancy between the two is that Nicole is with John Cena, and she drives, I forget what kind of car it is, she drives some sort of super nice car that I don't know what it's called.
Right.
Brie and I share a 2010 Honda Fit that doesn't have automatic locks.
Wow.
That sounds about right. Daniel Bryan is joining us. The new book, Yes, My Improbable Journey to the Main Event of WrestleMania, is out today, and we're excited to have him on the Rise Guys with us.
Now, you kind of talked there, Daniel, about being a bit of a homebody with you and your wife. Leads me to something I've wondered about. When you came home the time that your house was being burglarized and you subdued one of these guys, did they recognize you and realize who they were messing with at that moment?
I don't think so. And when I finally, so they had gotten like about a 200-yard head start on me as far as running away from the house. But you also have to understand that it's Phoenix and it was August and it's 112 degrees outside. But so like the guy, when I only caught one of them, they ended up catching the other guy the next week. When I finally caught up to him, he looked terrified, but not because it was me. He just looked terrified because he was out of shape. And like I was ready to go. And here I am with this big beard and this long hair, and I'm not tired at all, right? I've sprinted a quarter of a mile in the 112-degree heat, and I feel like I'm, like a monster, and he's just like wilting like a flower. And it's just like, I learned this in wrestling a long time ago. Exhaustion makes cowards of us all. You know what I mean? And that's true for me, and it's true for fighters, and it's true for everybody. When you're exhausted, people wilt, typically. So.
Sure. God, if you imagine you turn around and it's Daniel Bryan, good God, you can imagine. Now, you mentioned your beard. I am a fellow beardsman. Do you use any kind of special oil or cream or anything? Because I use Moroccan oil. I think the stuff is perfect, but when I mention that to some dudes, they're like, oh, man, you shouldn't put that much effort into it. Do you use anything, Daniel Bryan, for your beard?
So on a daily basis, I do not, but for TV, I actually use this stuff called Gents beard oil, and it's made locally in Phoenix, which is where my wife and I live, and we love it. And Bree loves it because it smells really nice, and it shapes my beard nice or whatever she wants my beard to look like. You know what I mean? But but on a daily basis, I don't. On a daily, and it frustrates Bree, I think, a little bit because I end up getting all these knots and stuff in my beard, and she tries to comb it out, and then I complain if it hurts. It's just it's a process.
She wants to braid it. All women want to braid beards. They know how awful that is, how painful it is for us. One last thing. We know you got a million interviews. The new book out today. Yes, My Improbable Journey to the Main Event of WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan. I love Tough Enough. I think this season's really good. Tanner is from where I live, Boiling Springs, South Carolina. Who's your pick right now? Do you have a pick? Can you make a pick?
It's impossible because it's voted on by the people watching, right? And so it's I would think between my three guys would be as far as who would be best suited for this would be Tanner, Patrick, and Josh. But I wouldn't be surprised if ZZ wins because he's just so likable, right? He's just such a he's just so likable. Everybody he's funny. He's got a great personality. He might not be the most athletic dude, but he's just a lovable character, and sometimes that's enough. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
His gimmick could be a long-lost son of Dusty Rhodes. I mean, they could pull that off. It's really good. Listen, Daniel Bryan, pleasure to talk to you. The book, Yes, My Improbable Journey to the Main Event of WrestleMania is out today. Give our best to Bree. And all together now, can we get a big yes, yes, yes going?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes!
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 Thank you, Daniel Bryan. Have a good morning, sir.
Yep, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
I just want to call up and say that your show is some kick ass. Keep up the good work.
Carolina's #1 morning show.
I don't know what I'd do without listening to y'all's show every day. I'd be bored as hell.
93.3 The Planet.